Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Queen vs. King podcast with your host, Money Making Mitch. And of course, I got the always fantastic Sensei.
Yes,
Good to
indeed.
see you, homie.
Good to see
Um, I,
you.
I know we're both grinding. It's an off-season grind, but either way, it's the grind don't stop. Basketball's a 24-hour, all year long business.
Yes, indeed.
Um, Speaking of business, Damian Lillard made a business decision and also a nostalgic home reunion decision to go back to Portland. 3 years, $42 million. So he's getting paid from the Bucks a lot of money, and he got a good amount of cash to go back home. It's not necessarily, at least how I see it, it's not him wanting to go get a championship, but maybe it's about a more important decision, bigger picture here of his life
hmm
and where he's at. How did you see
hmm
this signing? What were your thoughts?
Um, I was shocked at first initially, but then when I thought about it, kind of like you said, I think it's one of those things where Dame, I think this is a bigger purpose for Dame. I think he never really wanted to leave Portland, but he wanted to at least try to have a decent shot at a championship. And once he kind of saw that that wasn't going to happen in Milwaukee, and obviously they cut him, so I mean, his time there was pretty much up. I don't think he really had a lot of other options, to be honest, either. He is an aging guard in this league, for one, and for two, coming off a pretty serious injury. So, and I mean, there's no better place for Dame to be than in Portland. And plus, they do have some help over there now. Like, it's not just him, that's, riding pretty much putting everything on his back. Like, they got some pieces that can make things interesting. No, I don't think they're a championship contender, but they can at least make things interesting. They can be competitive. And I think that's what all Dame wanted, was at least give me a fair shot. He didn't always have that in Portland, so I think they got it now. Makes a lot of sense, and I'm happy to see Dame back in Portland.
I feel like the Damian Lillard and Drew Holiday duo, I feel like that should have happened 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
that's just when Dame was in his prime and Drew Holiday was in his prime, because I mean they're both I mean Dame's for sure a Hall of Famer. Drew Holiday, you can make a great case for a Hall of Fame
Yeah, for
career.
sure, for
But
sure.
if Dame and Holiday were balling together on the Blazers as opposed to Dame and CJ, that's not necessarily a knock on CJ, just they're the same
Mm,
size type of guard
mm-hmm,
stylistically.
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
wonder what that would have looked like, both of them in their prime.
Yeah,
So I like it for Dame going home and getting his money. To your point, I mean, we haven't really heard the what other suitors were on the table, so maybe it was
mm-hmm,
just kind of like this makes sense for them. This makes sense for him. He can be a
mm-hmm,
mentor. He can
mm-hmm,
come in and I mean he's beloved in that state. And maybe in
mm-hmm.
these next 3 years they do develop into a great team. Scoot Henderson rises to a level we don't see. And maybe they make a trade here and there, and he's like a Ray Allen role player, like how Ray was on the
Mm-hmm.
for the Heat.
Yeah,
That's best
yeah.
case scenario.
I can see that. I mean, Dame still has. I think he still has a lot in the tank. Left still. I don't think he's all the way on the decline. Of course, like I said, he's not going to be the Dame of old, like that we saw, in his first stint with the Trailblazers. But I mean, I think he still has a lot to give, a lot to offer. Definitely a lot of knowledge, being an NBA vet. I never really liked the fit with him in Milwaukee in the first place. I didn't think it made a whole lot of sense, personally. And then, just, I mean, how it unfolded, it kind of, it's, I don't know.
It it felt like it was kind of like forcing,
Yeah, yeah. That's a good word, forced.
I guess, a peanut butter and egg sandwich.
Yeah, it
They're
don't,
both
yeah.
great. They're both great in their own way. Giannis, the peanut butter, Dane, the egg, but together it's like
That probably doesn't go together.
you get your protein.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if that's what you're going for, you definitely get a lot of protein, but it's gonna be a disgusting sandwich. I'm just letting you know it's not gonna be a very good sandwich.
Um, yes, and Doc Rivers, I don't know. He's good at times. He's not good at times. It was kind of like he walked into a situation of like, we have the show is tomorrow and we haven't dress rehearsed at all, but let me just put this together.
Mm-hmm.
And from
Mm-hmm.
a Milwaukee perspective, it didn't work.
Hmm.
they didn't have the right support players, but also I feel like Giannis and Dame's chemistry, it wasn't all,
No.
sunshine and daisies. There
Yeah,
was some
yeah.
gray area there.
Everybody can't play together, and that's just the thing because I don't think players realize that when you play with another superstar, there somebody has to sacrifice. There's going to be a level of sacrifice. The reason why the Miami Heat worked the way that they worked is because Dwayne Wade acknowledged and knew, hey, I might have to take a step back to let this guy go forward, and he did, and they got two championships out of the deal. Same thing. Look at the Warriors when they got KD. Clay said, okay, I'm not going to get as many shots, but that's cool. We gonna win championships. Steph, same thing. It was Steph. I mean, it still was Steph's show, but he still sacrificed a lot to make that whole transition work seamlessly. And again, they got two championships from it. So it's like you have to understand that when you play with somebody else who has the same attributes as you, ball dominant, is a superstar, can get a bucket from pretty much anywhere, somebody got to sacrifice. And I don't think neither one of them were really at a place where they wanted to sacrifice. So it just blew up in it blew up in their faces. And then Doc Rivers, like, he's a great regular season coach. He's a great first couple rounds coach. But we've all seen when he gets close to the championships what happens. He's only got one for a reason. Like, and he's coached many talented teams with many superstars, and they've all fallen short.
A couple points I want to get. That was very well said. First, the Doc Rivers, that Clippers team that didn't win with the Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, JJ Redick, Matt Barnes, Jamal Crawford. I know I'm forgetting somebody else. A couple. I mean
Chris
that's
Paul,
yes. Thank you. The man, the point guard in his
yes,
prime, Chris Paul. That was the team. I feel like he dropped
they
the
should have got at
ball.
least one. Yeah, they should have at
Yeah,
least one, at least
yeah,
one, because I mean they were
easy.
right in the midst of, like, before the Miami Heat era, the Big Three era, and then right before Golden State figured it out. Like, there was a window where that could have been all theirs. They could have probably ran off more than one, but they could have at least in that time frame had won one championship. They had
At
the talent,
least,
at
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 least.
least one.
Jamal Crawford deserves his ring, man. Come on.
Damn, man. Oh my God.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm glad you said the Heat because that was the first team that, when you think of sacrifice, superstars having to sacrifice, that's the one that stands out.
Hmm.
And they all just kind of knew that. And it took
Hmm.
a year and it took a Dirk Nowitzki run, an
Yeah.
all-time great run to stop them the
Yes.
first time. And
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
their fourth chip that they made in a row, but then they lost to the
Hmm.
Spurs. I mean, that was just a Tim Duncan,
Yeah.
Manu, Parker. That's an
Masterclass.
all-time
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll see what happens as far as Milwaukee goes.
Mhm.
They missed out on
Yeah.
the Bradley Beal signing too. Bradley went to the Clippers, 2 years, $11 million. Do you think he's going to thrive in that system with Kawhi and Harden?
No. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, in my personal opinion. I mean,
Damn.
Bradley, I mean, I don't know. Like, he's a really good player, but I don't think he moves the needle anymore. Like, if this was a couple years ago, then maybe. Like, if he would have went there instead of Phoenix, then I possibly could have been like, okay, it's gonna. But seeing him in Phoenix, and like, you had KD and Devin Booker, and you guys did nothing. Like, y'all didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, you still have an aging Kawhi. He's not always healthy. This is something that he's gonna miss at least 15 to 20 games. You gotta also have an aging James Harden. Who's to say how much fire he still has under him? And then you bring in Bradley Beal. So it's like, and then I think then I believe they had to give up Norman Powell to get
He
Bradley
went to
Beal, right?
Miami. Yep.
I personally would have kept Norman Powell. Honestly, like, I'm not sold on this Bradley Beal move, to be honest. But I mean, we'll see. Time will tell. But yeah, I don't really think that moves the needle too much.
I think Bradley Beal just really, and that there was a lot of weird stuff going
Hmm.
on the Suns last year.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not necessarily, you can't fully blame him for not wanting to be that guy every night or put in that effort. At the same time,
Hmm.
bro, you're getting paid 50 plus mil to average 17
Right.
points a game. That's not good.
No,
That's
no.
not what you're getting paid to do. And
Hmm.
this big three. was a complete shell of itself, and now
Hmm.
the Suns are in non-draft pick purgatory until 2031, and they're still well, now they're not a second apron team, but they're still going to
Hmm.
be paying Bradley Beal a lot of money to play for the Clippers.
Hmm.
So it's
Crazy.
wasn't a good fit in Phoenix. It is yet to be seen how he will play in LA. And Kawhi's health, unfortunately, is the biggest question mark, and that's the black cat of the Los Angeles
Hmm.
Clippers. It just stays with
Yep.
them.
Hmm.
Um, one more topic I wanted to get with you on today's episode of Queen vs. King podcast is the top 100 players of all time. I wanted to run through with you
Hmm.
the first 11. Let's just discuss
Yeah.
the first 11. MJ 1, LeBron 2, Kareem 3, Magic 4, Bill Russell 5, Shaquille O'Neal 6, Tim Duncan 7, Larry Bird 8, Wilt Chamberlain 9, Steph Curry 10, and then Kobe 11. Kobe is on the outside looking in with Steph Curry at number 10. That is the most controversial misplace to me in that top. I Kobe has more rings than Steph. It's not just about ring chasing. I understand that. Kobe played a hell of a lot better defense than Steph has played in Steph's entire career. What is the one thing Steph Curry is better at than Kobe? Shooting the three. Okay, that's fine. Does it seem hard to imagine leaving the greatest shooter of all time outside of the top 10? That does kind of seem egregious because Steph has earned that right. But I still personally would not have put Steph Curry above Kobe Bryant. That is what rubbed me the wrong way the most. Out of that top 10 plus, what stands out to you?
I always say this: any top 10 or I'll say top five list that doesn't have Kobe in it, I don't respect it
Top
because
five. All right.
to me, three spots in the top five are interchangeable. Kobe, Braun, MJ. However you rank them, that's your business. But those to me are like the three solidified spots that are just interchangeable. I do not, I'll say it again, I do not respect any top 10 list with Kobe Bryant not at least in top five.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like him, Steph over him is insane. Then, don't get me wrong, Steph is a great player. Like he is a great player. We've seen Steph do things that nobody else in the NBA can possibly do as far as like when it comes to shooting the basketball. So
Mm-hmm.
even if you have Kobe five, Steph six, like that makes more sense. But Steph over Kobe is insane. I don't even think Steph himself would agree that he would be over Kobe. Like, come on, man. Like this Kobe disrespect has to stop. And I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan, but I've always respected Kobe. But like the disrespect that people have been trying to throw his way is asinine. Like, let's cut it out. We're not gonna act like Kobe Bryant wasn't Kobe Bryant, bro. Like, what are we really talking about here?
I agree with you 100%. I don't know if I put Kobe on my five. I don't know.
That's
But
fair.
top 10, he's for sure in the top 10.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Steph, I mean, because if it's not Steph Curry, okay, are you going to throw Wilt out, the dude who holds the most NBA records, and they changed multiple rules to adapt to him? No, you're not going to
Yeah,
take the great Wilt Chamberlain out. You're going to take Larry
yeah,
Bird out. No. Are you going to take
yeah.
Tim Duncan out, Mr. Five
No,
Championships for the San Antonio
no,
Spurs? No. Are you
no.
going to take Shaquille O'Neal? You could argue he's a little high at six,
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah, yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
but I don't know if I could put Steph over Shaq. I don't
Yeah.
know. Bill Russell, 11 championships, the greatest defensive player, arguably, of all
Hmm.
time. One of them, no. And then, of course, Magic's not. And then you got the three NBA GOATs, basketball GOATs, MJ, LeBron, and Kareem. Those are the three
Hmm.
that if you
Yeah.
sat down, you could make a case as to why those three are the GOATs, depending on
Hmm.
your generation, depending on
Hmm.
your perspective. But those are the three.
Yeah,
And
for
I
sure.
think that top three is interchangeable. You can't MJ,
Yeah.
LeBron, Kareem. But Kobe belongs in that top 10. On the
Hmm.
outside looking in, you had Hakeem and KD, which was really interesting.
Hmm.
Um, KD at 13. How do you see that?
Yeah, these
Too
lists
high?
be. I don't know because I mean, who's above? Because you got what Kobe at 11, and
Ha
who's 12? Hakeem is 12.
Hakeem. Yeah.
I would probably put KD over Hakeem. Honestly, I would probably put KD over Hakeem. Elijah. Like, listen. Hakeem Olajuwon is great. He is great. KD is a 7 foot guard. He is a
Yes.
7 foot guard who can score anywhere on the basketball court,
And
no
he
matter
doesn't
how you
miss.
want it. And
Yep.
he doesn't miss, and he's insanely efficient. Insanely efficient. For a guy that size, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be mad either way, but if it was my personal list, I probably would put KD over.
I don't know if I could do it because I think Hakeem's underrated in a way. See, this list is just the
Yeah, it's
stuff
just
gets so
yeah, yes,
it's so slippery, slopey.
hmm. There's good
Because
arguments, honestly, for everybody. Like,
it
if
is
you think about the top at least 15 players that they had, like, you can interchange so many of the players based off. It's just off what like there's no set criteria. That's the thing. Like, well, it's your personal criteria. What does it mean to
right.
you? You know what I mean? Because there's no definitive. Okay, so you got to have this, and this, and this, and this to be ranked in this particular position. So it's all subjective, man. It's all subjective.
And you're 100% right. And it's still, yeah, it's just sometimes it's gonna be depending
Hmm.
on the day. How do I wake up
Yeah,
feeling? You know
exactly,
what? I
exactly,
you know what?
exactly.
Hakeem's dream shake was so unstoppable. I might put him at 11 and put Steph down. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
and then tomorrow
it
I
could be
might wake
that.
up saying,
Hmm.
"There's no way I could do that to Steph." Like, it just,
Yeah,
it
yeah. Like,
really does.
lists
That's
like this
how close it
make you
is.
kind of make you kind of go back and watch these highlights of these players like in depth, because it's like, let me see skill per skill, like who is better at, who deserves to be ranked higher, or so who should be ranked lower. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's yeah, it's all subjective to me.
Of our generation, and I find these three really cool that they made the top 20. Kevin Garnett, respectively,
Yeah,
16.
yeah.
Jokic, 17. Current, he's the best player in the NBA right now. Three MVPs, one championship, so 17. And then Dirk Nowitzki at 18 because he's the greatest shooting power forward of all time.
Mm,
In his own ilk, if we don't count KD as a power forward, like you said, he's a guard.
hmm.
It's not Carl Anthony Towns, it's Dirk Nowitzki. That's the greatest shooting big man of all time.
Yeah,
So
thousand percent.
I like those three at 16, 17, 18.
And then who's 19 and 20?
David Robinson, 19, the Admiral, respectively, and then Dr. J, 20, who was MJ before MJ.
Mm, I think I would have to move up Dr. J and you said Dr. J and who else?
David Robinson.
I would probably move Dr. J a little bit higher. I don't I'm not sure about him being at 20. But then it's
Mm,
like, who do I bump down?
right.
Because, like, you make a good argument for Jokic, being that he's won 3 MVPs, and he has a championship as well. And I mean, he's been supremely dominant in this modern era. But like you said, Dr. J was MJ before MJ, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know,
Feels
I
kind of
don't know.
feels
It
kind of
feels kind of
disrespected.
disrespectful.
Yeah,
Yeah. It feels kind of
yeah.
disrespectful. Like, wait, hold on. Like, this man, like, come on now. We got to put some respect on Dr. J now.
You mean to tell me 15 years ago, Dr. J was around the top 10. Now he's 20. Like it's
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't forget about what these players have contributed to the NBA. Like, yes, as they, I guess, age out and not, are not, their names aren't brought up in the conversation as much. Like, we can't just skip over that and act like, because like you said, how did it go from he was top 10, now he barely scraped the top 20? Like, what are we talking? Like, what's the difference? Like, you know. But honestly, I think too, if you think about it in this sense, it's like the more that players are starting to develop, the faster I guess that they're starting to develop, and like expand their games and just come, like being NBA ready by the time they come into the league, and then just just taking off from there. Like there's no longer like a learning curve in the NBA anymore. It's either you're ready or you're not, and
Correct.
I think that also kind of contributes to that too, because a lot of these players that are in the 1 through 15 slot were like, as soon as they got the league, it was like it was takeoff time. So I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I think we got to put a little bit more respect on Dr. J's name. That's just me.
I
I don't see
agree.
him at 20. I think I'd probably bump KG down a little bit and put Dr. J a little higher.
Yeah, I thought
Because I'm not
KG.
mad at KG being in the top 20, but yeah, he kind of
Yeah,
high. That's kind of high.
yeah, a little bit.
That's kind of high.
I mean, I understand, but at the same time, yeah, like let's
Yeah,
bring it down to earth a little bit. And
yeah, yeah,
and that's no knock on Kevin Garnett because he really was that
yeah.
dude.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Like man, KG changed it. He shifted the culture, changed the game. Like he
Yeah,
brought a different energy, definitely. I mean, and he was one of the first out of high school too, so we got to also throw that in there. Like he kind of
yeah.
started that wave of high school kids going straight to the league. So,
He made the T-Wolves relevant, and then
hmm
after he left, they weren't relevant for quite
a
a
really long
while.
time,
And now Anthony
really long
Edwards is
time.
there, and they're going to be
Hmm
relevant as long as that boy is there and dominating.
hmm
So they need to enjoy Anthony Edwards again and hope it doesn't turn into another sour KG trade scenario type of ordeal.
Yeah, they
Um,
better figure it out. They got maybe a good probably 2 more years
yeah.
to make some decisions. Cause yeah, he gonna start looking around too.
Well, this has been a great episode. Sensei, let him know where and how people can follow you.
Yes, so on Instagram I'm sensei_33. I'm currently updating my TikTok so that I can start posting clips from this show on there as well. I have two TikToks, but I have one specifically for this. So once I get that up and running, I will announce the name on the next episode so you guys can follow me there because I'm gonna start posting a lot more over there. But yeah, so right now just Instagram sensei_33. Be on the lookout because we're coming with some more content.
That's right. Excellent. And you guys can follow me at Mitch Adams 209. I miss Northern California, but we surviving in Arizona. Homies, stay grinding
For
and
sure.
great talk. We will talk soon.
Talk soon. We'll catch y'all
Thank
on the
y'all for
next one.
tuning in to Queen vs. King podcast.
So, and we
Deuces.